Boop, boop, boop. And we're live. And late. Simple reason being, I tried to sneak in another dungeon to try and get Sorin leveled up. And queue took longer than expected. And I'm nearly at level 70. I think I maybe overreached with trying to do it all in one day, but I'm halfway, more or less, slightly more than halfway to level 70. So might need to do another dungeon just to level up on stream, but there's also, I'm not confident about it, but there's a possibility we might get enough experience from the quests up until then. So, quick recap of last time on Sorin's journey. We finished off we started and finished the Rise of a New Sun patch quests, returning to Doma, finding out that Gosetsu was alive, and in the company of Yotsu, who has lost her memories. Want me to accuse you? I mean, if you're about Nam, I'll take it, but I'll see how we go first without having to fall back on doing another dungeon. And we had a visit from Asahi, what was his fancy title? The Ambassador Plenipotentiary of Garlemald or something. He was there to negotiate peace talks. Only, we found out at the very end that he's a bit of a Xenos fanboy. Which is a little concerning. He doesn't seem too fond of us. So we're expecting a trap, but until news gets back, Sorin's off having other adventures. Thought he'd take a break in Limsa, watch some performances, and ended up learning how to dance. So let's get to it. The lessons we have helping out Nashmira. Hello, ma'am. I've been practicing a little. I think I'm ready. Is this okay? I've trained many a dancer in my day, but I cannot recall ever having seen a crystal take to one of our new recruits so quickly. Truly, there's prodigious talent within you just waiting to be untapped. I've never seen anything like it either. Why, at this rate he might even be able to challenge me for the position of Troop Falsium's rising star. I think your position is quite safe. As much as this seems fun, I do have other things to keep me busy. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Rana. But yes, with Sorin in our ranks, our ultimate goal might at long last be within reach. Ultimate goal? Before that, however, I should share with you the full details of our planned itinerary. Oh, this is the job. As I may have mentioned, we have travelled to these shores with two purposes: to share our time-honoured art with Eorzeans far and wide, and in doing so, to do our part to help heal any lingering scars left by the calamity. Limsa Lominsa here was the first stop on our tour of the realm. This leaves us with 4 destinations: Ul'dah, Gridania, Ishgard, and finally Alamigo. And yet, Ishgard is still dealing with the repercussions of the Dragonsong War, and Alamigo has but recently been liberated from their Garlean masters. I believe it would be best to put off our performances in those nations until such a time as we can be sure our presence will be welcome. And so, by process of elimination, the next 2 destinations on our tour are all but decided. However, there is another important matter we must attend to before we set off. Find ourselves a patron willing to sponsor our jaunt across the realm, yes? Precisely. With what little coin remains in our coffers after a long journey, we can scarce afford to put on humble productions like the one Sorin just witnessed. We must find someone who will spare no expense in helping us bring our art to every corner of Eorzea. Fortunately, I have learned of someone who might be suited to that role. An acquaintance of mine in these lands, a songstress no less, introduced me to an influential merchant who considers it his life's work to promote daring new forms of creative expression the realm over. The man in question has all but agreed to fund our tour, on one condition. We must grace him with a private performance, and he must deem it to be a true artistic revolution unlike anything he's seen before. An artistic revolution? That sounds like an awfully tall order. No pressure for my first performance. I've been training on the battlefield, but not on stage. Indeed it is. After all, an aesthete of such renown has surely seen a Near Eastern dance or two in his day. So I ask myself, what could we possibly show this man that would truly awe and inspire him? Long did I struggle to come up with an answer, but no longer. Sorin, you will take the stage with Rana and transform into a full-fledged dancer before this man's very eyes. Yes, I call it A Flower Blooms on the Battlefield. Right. Okay. I think I'm ready as I'll ever be. Yes, it is all coming to me now. For the final act, Rana here will play the role of a formidable foe, unleashing a fearsome array of steps and twirls against you. You'll fend him off, retaliating with flourishes of your own in a dramatic dance battle for the ages. Right, so we're fighting without fighting, is what I'm hearing. Sorin and I taking the stage together? My tail is tingling with excitement just thinking about it. And through our battle, we'll show to our would-be patron that our art is more than just for show. Why, it's positively perfect. I know it's your first performance, but you needn't worry. Nashmira and I will be right here with you. Just follow our lead, let the music carry you, and I'm sure our performance will knock this bigwig merchant's socks off. Right. I'll try not to let you down. Rana speaks true. I would not have invited you into our ranks if I did not believe, if I did not know you were capable of what I ask. And so let us not delay any further. Our audience awaits us in a place called... yes, Costa del Sol. Right, I'm familiar. I think we can actually take a ship there, just down by the pier. And they're already off. Guess I shouldn't keep them waiting. I wonder who this merchant is that they found. I've been around Eorzea, my fair share. Might be someone I've met before. I suppose at Costa del Sol it could be anyone. Plenty of merchants visit here. Where are they? Oh, there they are. Miss Nashmira? Sorry I'm late. Excellent. My two rising stars are here, and we can finally get the show on the road. But first, we should pay our respects to our patron-to-be, Master Gegariju. Come with me. Master Gegariju? Is someone I know. I wonder if that'll be helpful or a problem. Might not even remember me, to be fair. I was back during all that business with Titan. Master Gegariju, it is a pleasure and an honor to be invited to your lovely estate. I am Nashmira, leader and principal dancer of Troupe Falsium, and I stand before you today with two of my most promising protégés. Sir? Yes, welcome and all. Oh, fall, take me! Is that you, Titan's Bane? Moonlighting as a dancer these days, are you? I must admit, I thought adventuring was more lucrative than that. Mind you, when you're as wealthy as me, the best is a given. No, I won't be content with merely a masterful performance. I want to see something daring, something profound, something the likes of which this realm has never seen. I trust you're up to the task. I will do my best, sir. We would let your eyes be the judge of that, Master Gegariju. For today, Costa del Sol will be the venue for the inaugural performance of Troupe Falsium's newest production. I call it A Flower Blooms on the Battlefield. Look forward to it. Okay. this where we're performing? Your very first performance, and you're already taking center stage. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Your first opponent will be a training mannequin designed specifically to hone an aspiring dancer's skills. Breathe deeply, move with purpose, and it'll be a breeze. At the same time, always remember that the Krieg stands as a dance of war. I know you're among friends here, but I want you to imagine yourself on the battlefield, leaping and twirling for a legion of foes. Now, let's knock this Mazda Gegaruju out of his 100,000 gilt stockings. I'm ready when you are. Right. Let's do this. That's it. That fire in your eyes. This is the chance of our lifetime, so let the same passion burn in your heart and hold nothing back. Let the curtain rise. Okay, just like I've been doing in training. Just listen to the soul crystal. You still lack for experience, this I know. But take heart, for I've crafted this performance specifically to draw out your innate talent, step by precious step. Follow my lead, and you will feel yourself transforming into a full-fledged dancer before you even know it. Lose yourself in the music. Let the passion in your heart take over, and you will move as you have never moved before. Yes, you are the flower on this battlefield, and today you will blossom. Right. Just relax. Here we go. Are you ready, Sorin? First, you'll want to execute what we call a closed position, and choose me as your partner. Once you've chosen a partner, you'll be able to invigorate them through your dancing. Right. Are you ready? Trust me, follow my lead, and Gegaruju will be all but putty in our hands. Right, like this. Our apologies for the delay, Master Gegaruju. Without further ado, behold as our flower blooms on the battlefield. Finally, it's time for the show. This had best be all I've heard it to be, lest you're not getting a single coin of my gil. No pressure, eh? Alright, Sorin, let's begin with the basics. Commence your dance, make 2 standard steps, then top it off with a double standard finish. Right, like this. Oh, so this is the famed Troops Falsium. Perhaps your reputation was well deserved after all. That's it. Can you feel the power welling up from within you? Now, it's my turn. That's more than... Can you feel the strength surging within you? Just like this, and you and your partner inspire and feed off of one another to bring out the best in both of you. But we're just getting warmed up, aren't we? Gegaruju wants to see more, so go ahead and show him what you've got. Another dance? Okay. Together. Simply astounding! I never knew that Eastern dance was so alluring. Not bad. Not bad at all. You must show me more. More, I say! It would seem Master Gegaruju was warmed up to you. Next, show him what you can do with this mannequin here. Behold, Master Gegaruju. My protege will now put on a show of this dancing doll. Watch as he fends off its mighty magics. Oh ho! Nothing like a good battle to get the blood pumping. From here, you must dance to your own rhythm. Use your weapons to your advantage well and fell your foes. Right. I can do this. Listen to the music. Fight like I always do. There we go. More of them. Elegant and deadly. Yes, I do believe I approve. Do not forget your standard steps. Dance your dance. And not only will you strike your foe, but invigorate yourself and your companions in the process. Right. Keep up the standard step. 1, 2, finish. There we go. This is kind of fun. Now that's what I call dancing. What's next? The show will go on, yes? Alright, Sorin. We have Master Gegaruju right where we want him. It's time for you and Rana to take the stage together. I trust you are enjoying the show. And now we present the grand finale. Behold as my two dancers clash in a display of dangerous beauty. A duel of two dancers, you say? Oh, that's what I came to see. Come, my lovelies, and sweep me off my feet. Are you ready, Sorin? The final act we'll be performing together. Watch me closely and try to keep up, okay? Can you keep up with me now? I'll do my best, Rana. What? Neither you nor Master Gegaruju can resist my charms. I've fought enemies who've tried that trick before. I'm as the flames, flickering into darkness. Two dancers moving in perfect harmony. I've never seen such a sight. I want to see more. Your movements growing quicker even as I watch. I've only just begun to fight. What is... right. Just... ow. Just trust in the flow. Well, looks like someone's feeling comfortable out there. Your rival still has a couple of tricks up her sleeves. Water now. Yeah! My eyes are blinded by the sheer beauty. Gegaruju sounds like he's enjoying it at least. Time is a whirlwind, ripping through the skies. Okay. I've seen this one before. Watch me now. This is how you finish in style. Not finished quite yet. Inconceivable. I've never seen anything like them. Oh. That's approval, right? I think we did it. Are you sure that was your first time up on stage? I could swear I was watching a veteran up there. I couldn't take my eyes off you for a moment. I've been practicing. But hey, my moves were nothing to sneeze at either, right? Of course, all the flashy lights were just for show. I set them up beforehand, just to liven up our performance, you know? You mean all the magic? But enough about me. This was your day to shine. If that meant me playing the villain for a day, so be it. I'm just proud to have played my part in helping your talents bloom. It was an honor. Yeah! Now that was a sight to behold. A bold young man taking on one fearsome foe after the next, and transforming into a masterful dancer before my very eyes. Hey, yes, I do believe I've not seen anything quite like it. Thank you, sir. Does that mean we found our sponsor? Your words do us great honor, Master Gegaruju. Might we also count on you to loosen your purse strings and sponsor Troop Falsium on our tour across your fair realm? It is true, of course, that your troop deserves a far wider audience. And yet... your performance moved me so that I just couldn't bear to part with you so soon. I must say, I found myself particularly smitten with the young kitten who played the villain's role. Rana, was it? Perhaps I could interest you in signing a contract to be one of my personal dancers. I can promise that it would be a lucrative one. Why, you flatter me, Master Gegaruju, but I fear I'm still in training. I can't very well leave Miss Nashmir's side until our tour is complete. Is that so? Oh no, this simply won't do. I'm afraid your rejection has so devastated me that I simply don't have it in me to fund your little excursion after all. Is that... This feels like blackmail almost. Extortion, anyway. You can't be serious. You gave us your word. I won't take no for an answer. Whatever should we do, Sorin? I'm solving this? Right. Is this just... He knows me as Titan's Bane, right? Maybe I feel bad about it, but... Maybe flexing a little reputation isn't... out of place. What's that supposed to mean? Stop looking at me like that. You're scaring me. I jest. I say, I never took you dancers to be such a bloody serious lot. I meant only to express how utterly enthralled I was by your peerless performance. You have provided me with precisely the sort of bold and audacious artistic revolution I sought. As per our deal, I am more than happy to offer you the financial backing you so clearly deserve. We are most grateful, Master Gegaruju. Truly, your aesthetic sensibilities are matched only by your boundless generosity. By your leave, we shall begin preparing for our forthcoming performance in Ul'dah. Wait, I mean, if I might make just one small request. I ask not that you sign an exclusive contract, only that one of you sojourn here as my honoured guest and entertain me for a spell. In return, in addition to my patronage, I promise that I will deliver you a personal letter of recommendation to the Syndicate on your behalf. Well, I do believe that sounds like a mutually beneficial arrangement. In that case, Master Gegaruju, you may have the pick of any of my troop. Excepting Sorin, of course. Excepting me? Then the deal is done. Yes, I would be more than content with the lovely Miss Rana here. Leave the negotiations with the Syndicate to me. In the meantime, I look forward to seeing every move in your repertoire. The pleasure is mine, Master Gegaruju. And please, introduce me to your personal dancing girls as well. I'm sure there's so much they could teach me about the art of dance in Eorzea. I've decided on a voice for Rana. It's bothering me. I was worried there for a moment, but all's well that ends well. I'll go and share the good news with the others. Pray come along if you'd like. Of course. Why have I got a little icon around Alpha? We sure okay leaving Rana behind, though? When Mr. Gegaruju started insisting on taking Rana from us, I thought all our efforts were for naught. But it seems we've come away with everything we bargained for, and then some. And it's all thanks to you. It really was quite remarkable how he changed his tune after you gave him just a single glance. Clearly, you possess remarkable powers of persuasion. I think it's more along the lines that I'm somewhat familiar with Master Gegaruju. At any rate, I suppose a short sojourn here could benefit us all. Rana seems to be eager to get to know the dancers here, and I must attend to administrative tasks before our next performance. In the meantime, why don't you put your newfound skills to the test? I suspect you'll be quite pleased with how well they serve you. As usual, we go for a few days later. Okay, yeah, no, I'm not getting enough experience from the quests to get to level 70, I don't think. That was only an increase in 3,000 experience over the last quest. Well, if it isn't my star pupil, you couldn't have come at a better time. A messenger just arrived. It would appear that Master Gegaruju has received a response from his friends in the Sultanate. As for the details, he would deliver them to us in person. Why don't you go on ahead to his villa? I'll fetch Rana and be along shortly. Right. Off to Ul'dah. Which I guess means Gridania's are... Yeah, Gridania will come afterwards, and then... I suppose it depends on how Miss Nashmira feels the situation is settled in Ishgard and Alamigo. Master Geguruju? Just here to check on... Oh. Oh, I suppose they're here now. Oh well, if it isn't my second favourite dancer. Good news, my boy. Thanks to the highest recommendation of yours truly, my friends at the Syndicate would be more than happy to host one of your performances in Ul'dah. So... all works out. If it's connected to the Syndicate though, is this going to just be like a private performance for... you know, like the monitorists, or... is it still going to be a public performance for everyone? You have our deepest gratitude, Master Geguruju. Truly, your generosity knows no bounds. Think nothing of it. Your performance gave me a thrill I'll not soon forget. And while I'd love nothing more than to keep you all to my own, I'd be remiss if I didn't share my most remarkable discovery with the rest of the realm. That goes for you in particular, my lovely Rana. You may be a bit rough around the edges, but that just adds to your untamed, dare I say feral allure. Nothing would make me happier than to go down in history as the man who introduced your beauty to Eorzea. Why, Master Geguruju, you're making me blush. Yeah, I'll take me. I simply can't bear the thought that you've performed on my stage for the last time. You'll grace me with one final farewell performance, won't you? Surely, after all I've done for you. Excuse me? Our apologies, Master Geguruju, but we must not keep our audience and the Sultanate waiting. After all, this is but the second stop on our journey. A journey we must see through to the end. And besides, while your words do Rana, and us all, great honour, I would remind you that the girl is still an apprentice. Excess praise can lead to overconfidence, overconfidence to carelessness, and carelessness to an untimely fall. Do you hear me, Rana? No matter what glowing words your admirers may heap upon you, remember that your journey as a dancer has only just begun. Keep your feet planted firmly on the ground, lest you stumble on the road to achieving your full potential. But of course, and yet it's truly inspiring to have such a devoted fan, is it not? Why, it helps me appreciate just how much I've blossomed as a dancer in such a short time. I do not mean to make light of your achievements. I ask only that you stay focused on the task at hand. Continue to hone your craft, and not let yourself get swept away by unchecked emotion. And with that, we should be taking our leave. Master Geguruju, we thank you for your patronage and hospitality. When our business in Eorzea is done, we will return to fully express our gratitude. You need not feel compelled to travel with the troop, Sorin. I trust that you have matters of your own that you would attend to along the way. We shall await you in Ul'dah. Right, I'll see you there. I've not actually got much going on at the moment, so... Right. I think I can make it straight there. Teleporting's probably the quickest way to stick from here. Alright. At the Adventurers Guild. I'm a little more confident after... But I suppose that was just a private demonstration. It wasn't a public performance. Hopefully I can keep myself cool around so many other people watching. So this is Ul'dah, Jewel of the Desert. But we're not here to see the sights, no. We must decide upon a suitable venue for our next performance. As a matter of fact, I already have an idea. I was thinking we might put on a show in Stone's Throw, a settlement outside of town said to be home to the poor and downtrodden. Are you sure of this, Miss Nashmira? I agree that the art should be enjoyed by the lowborn as well as the high, but is some glorified shantytown truly the best place for us to find an audience here? I would have it no other way. Now listen to me, Sorin, and listen carefully. Yes, ma'am? You will recall that I told you that our Kriegstance has the unique power to clear hearts and minds of worries, and lift the spirits of all who behold it. Put another way, bringing joy and succor to the scorned and the suffering is no less than our calling in life. In Limsa as well, our audience included many who were down on their luck, and yet it did not seem those troubles weighed so heavily in their hearts. Mayhap this is a remnant of their pirate heritage, a flagoon of ale in hand and a song on the lips, and all their cares fade away. Ul'dah is different. Here I feel the scars of the calamity run deeper, particularly among those who lack the coin needed. Particularly among those who lack the coin needed to rebuild their lives to their satisfaction. Stone's Throw it will be. I can think of no place more in need of what we offer. You there! Halt! Halt, I say! You're the dancing troupe that's come at the invitation of the Syndicate, yes? On the authority of the Brass Blades, we command you to desist at once. Excuse me? Fear not, you've done naught wrong, it's just, well, Stone Throw's not safe for visitors these days, you see. A group of real rabble-rousers has been causing trouble of late. You know how it is. Protests, riots, all sorts of unpleasant business. Of course, their anger's targeted directly at Ul'dah's upper crust. Like as not, they'd leave you a troop of performers. Still, Syndicate cannot accept the risk of its honored guests suffering an untimely injury, or worse. We appreciate your concern, but I can assure you that it is wholly unnecessary. All members of my troop are well trained in the art of self-defense. We are more than capable of taking care of ourselves. That's right. Besides, healing, suffering, and strife across the realm is precisely the reason we've come here. Whatever sort of struggle your people face, why not let us look into the matter and see if we can't resolve it? It is a gracious offer, but no. Keeping the peace is our sworn duty, and one we cannot simply impose on guests. Besides, we are trained soldiers and you are not. For your own safety, you should take your leave of this place at once. I'm sure they can protect themselves, but maybe it'll be more convincing if I... and the Brass Blades do kind of owe me a lot. An adventurer? One who knows his way around Ul'dah, you say? Perhaps you are fit to investigate the matter after all. Very well then. You and your friends may carry on. Just promise that you won't go looking for trouble, eh? There's someone who doesn't seem to recognize me, but... apparently being an adventurer is just enough. Mr. Snashmira, leave this to me. I'll dance up a storm for these poor folks, calm their hearts, and put an end to any riots or uprisings. I admire your spirit, Arana, and yet I cannot shake the sense that great danger does indeed lurk here. You may go, but only if Sorin accompanies you, and you must promise that you will not leave his side. Right, I can look out for her. Alright, the more the merrier, don't you agree, Sorin? Let's make for Stone's Throw. I'll race you there. Right. Miss Nashmira did tell us to stick together. Where's she gone? Rana? I'm wondering if she was actually listening at all to... There she is. Rana? Oh, there you are. Let's get started, shall we? Our first task is to figure out just who's behind these riots. Why don't we split up, ask around, and see what turns up? We can try, but... Don't tell me you're worried about that silly promise I made to Mistress Nashmira. Come now, Sorin. No, she worries too overmuch. You saw me on the stage. Do I look like someone who can't take care of herself? I never meant to say that, but... Miss Nashmira is your teacher, and mine at this stage. We should probably listen to her. Well, let's see what the town people can tell us. Meet you back here when we're both done, alright? Rana, guess the quicker we can find this out, the quicker we can meet up again. Excuse me, ma'am. I'm just looking after a bit of information. Riots? Hi. There been some trouble here of late. Don't catch me dead getting myself involved. Whoever's behind it all, wish he'd just bugger off and give us some peace and quiet for once. Of course, that don't stop those brass blades from glaring at me askance every time they come through the neighbourhood. Not that I can blame them, I suppose. Rumour has it the true culprit's an expert at throwing the authorities off his trail. True culprit? This is sounding a little more dangerous than what I first thought. Looking for some rabble-rouser rioter, you say? I might know a thing or two. What's it to ye? None of us here in Stone's Throw have much love for the rich, this much is true. Well, it wasn't until lately when someone started talking about actually giving them their due. I thought they were just talking big, but lately it seems they've been putting their plot into action. Okay. Something big's coming up. I should find Rana again and make sure we stick together. People like this don't tend to like people asking questions. Where is she? It's not a big place. She can't have gone far. Hey, you there. You friends with that Makode girl? The one with the fancy dress? Yes. Did you see her? She was asking around about the riot. You know, well, would you believe I actually saw her talking to one of the blackguards responsible for it all? Wait, she found... Where did she go? The last thing I saw, he was leading her away somewhere. I'd go after her if I were you. Well, I wouldn't. Never had the nerve for that sort of thing. But I reckon you should, before the poor thing comes to harm. Right. Akila, let's go. Where'd they get off to? That... Rana? Who are... Hold on. Heyo, hello Mooney. Welcome to the stream. So apparently I'm late saying that. There we go. Any more? You okay, Rana? This is why Miss Nashmira said we should stick together. You're not hurt? Oh, Sorin, you really saved my skin. This man told me he'd take me to the rioters' hideout. He led me here and then... To be honest, I'm still unsure entirely what I witnessed. It was the strangest thing. As soon as he brought me here, his body began to sway and spin in the strangest way. If I didn't know better, I'd say it was Dancing? Dancing? And we can talk about that when we're back in safer environs. I should probably summon the brass blades and file an official report. Meanwhile, you return to the city and let Mistress Nashmira know I'm alright. Tell her I'm sorry for breaking my word. I'll tell her, but I imagine you'll need to say it yourself once you get back. Should I be leaving her alone again? It seemed to be safe, and after that I think I can trust her to come straight back. Miss Nashmira? About what happened. I see. I had a feeling this would happen. Do not blame yourself, Sorin. You are not her keeper. I will deal with the girl myself when she returns. That said, I am curious. What can you tell me of this strange dance she says her would-be captors were performing? I can't tell you much. Rana didn't say much about it. Maybe she can explain it better herself. Good news, friends. Thanks to your efforts, we've apprehended the firebrand. A peace should return to Stone's Throw for now. At least until the next rabble-rouser decides to fan the flames. Still, there is one part of the story that does not sit well with me. The girl here claims she saw her captors dancing, but those we took into custody swear to the lost man they remember no such thing. They deny they were dancing? But why ever would they feel the need to lie about something so innocuous when already convicted of a far more heinous crime? Maybe they're just embarrassed? Oh yeah, the combat mitts. It is not precisely a lie. You see, from here the tale gets even stranger. They claim to have a vague recollection of their bodies moving, but insist they had absolutely no intention of doing so. And they went on to say they couldn't even remember where or why they came up with the idea to ride in the first place. On the contrary, they almost seem relieved, just as if some evil spirit had been banished from them. Sounds like something's going on. Yeah, sounds like our friends have been partaking in a particularly unstable and unsavory alchemical concoction. At any rate, the brass blades will be taking over the investigation from here. Thank you for your assistance, and please carry on with the preparations for your performance with our blessing. I think mitts like that were genuinely something worn for fighting, because it makes it much harder for individual fingers to get trapped or caught or twisted in the middle of battle. I'm sorry, Mistress Nashmira. I should have stayed with Sorin like you said. Together I'm sure we could have worked things out peacefully. In the end, I was not able to dance even a single step. Just as the Krieg's dance can enthrall and inspire, so can its service in battle. A true dancer must be prepared for both possibilities at all times. Sorin was able to display his skills as a dancer in battle today, and I suspect it is for that very reason that your would-be captors... But never mind that. Miss Nashmira? Rana, you disappoint me. It is not a lack of dancing prowess that led to your failure today. No, it was the overconfidence that led you to stray from your partner's side. When Troop Falsium dances, we dance as one. We dance to stir hearts and lift spirits, not merely to show off our skills, that our admirers might shower us with empty praise. I thought you understood this, but it is clear you still have much to learn. I'm sorry, Mistress Nashmira. I promise I will not repeat my mistake. Rana? Forgive me for making you suffer the girl's foolishness, Sorin. Though she has grown in skill, it is clear she is still a child in more ways than one. I can only hope that she will take today's lesson to heart, lest she eventually pay the price. I understand what you're trying to do, but do you not think you could have said it a little more gently? Being a true dancer is about more than knowing how to move one's feet. I must be tougher on Rana than anyone, as Troop Falsium failed to carry out its sworn duty. I can see you are confused by my words. Do not worry. All will become evident in due time. Yes, both you and Rana will understand all too well. Ma'am, you're sounding a little ominous there. And with that, I must prepare for our forthcoming performance. This time, I will be asking Rana to take the stage alone. She may consider it her opportunity to reflect upon her actions today and, God's willing, learn and grow from her missteps. Meanwhile, perhaps it would be best if you two return to your training. If you and Rana truly mean to bring out the best in one another, both of you will need to work harder than ever before. Farewell for now, and let us meet up again when it is time to move on. Right. And now, I do believe it's time I did some investigating of my own. Ooh. Immediately on to the next one. Yeah, the experience increase is not much per level. I think I'm going to have to do another dungeon wall. Can I go for Castor Mabania again? I might have to do another dungeon to get that last little bit of experience. But we can start the next one. It's good to see you, Sorin. You'll be pleased to hear that our exhibition in the Sultanate was a rousing success. Rana gave quite the inspired performance. It would seem the girl has indeed taken her lessons to heart. That leaves Gridania as the final stop on our Free Nation tour. I meant to depart immediately, but I must confess that the curious developments in Ul'dah have given me pause. Upon our arrival, let us first pay a visit to the Adder's Nest and inquire as to any strange happenings about town. Do not ask me why, but I believe it is best we stay vigilant. Right. Ooh, Gridania. I wonder what this is all about. Mr. Snashmere is seeming a little secretive about something. I don't think what it might be. Oh, outside, yeah, there's a nest. Oh, the shadow here. Yeah, the shadow bringing his fanfare is pretty cool. Rana, how are you doing? So this is Gridania. The forest is beautiful indeed. But I can't help but feel something ominous in the air. Yeah. Feels like Mr. Snashmere is definitely preparing for something as well. Under normal circumstances, Gridania would be more than willing to host any performance, provided it does not anger the elementals. However, I fear our current situation is far from normal. Well, that sounds like something's up. Miss Snashmere? Sorin. I am sorry to say that my fears appear to have been well-founded. Gridania too has seen its fair share of social unrest of late. Pray explain the situation to my colleagues, good sir. You are familiar with the Duskwhite, yes? They are a clan of Elazon who eschew the shackles of urban life, and instead choose to live in isolation. For the most part, both sides choose to leave the other well enough alone. Recently, however, events have taken a troubling turn. Groups of Duskwights have been assembling for reasons unknown, holding secret gatherings on the outskirts of the forest. Whatever their aim, we can be quite certain that it is nothing good. The Twin Adder is content to let them be, provided they do us no harm, but when they turn to thieving and threatening our way of life, we cannot simply turn a blind eye. To say that tensions between the Duskwights and our citizens have been rising would be an understatement. To this point, troublemakers among the Duskwight have primarily acted alone, which makes the manner in which they are now plotting something together in plain sight all the more concerning. Some here in the nest even believe that they are sowing the seeds for a violent uprising. That doesn't sound good. As fortune would have it, these Duskwight rabble-rousers have recently been sighted with particular frequency in the immediate vicinity of the venue where I had hoped to hold our performance. Needless to say, we must address the immediate danger before we can even think of going forward with our performance. Sorin, Rana, what say we investigate the matter? Together this time. Consider it done. I'll make up for my failure. Just you watch me. Once I've soothed the Duskwight hearts with my dance, riding will be the first thing from their minds. I'll do my best, Miss Nacharer. So where are we off to? Thank you, friends. That settles it then. Leave the matter of the Duskwight demagogues to my colleagues here. I suppose there would be some merit in delegating the task to you rather than risk fanning the flames between the Duskwights and our own citizens. And yet, you are a dance troupe, are you not? Are you certain that your friends here are up to the task of suppressing an armed revolt? You can be assured they are. But for what it is worth, I too will be accompanying Rana and Sorin to ensure that everything is in order. Besides, there is something that I would confirm with my own eyes. And with that, we should be on our way. The Duskwights in question are said to be congregating in the South Shroud. Let us meet first at the local tavern and formulate a plan of attack. Right. A local tavern in the South Shroud, that would be the Scarans, right? You guys okay holding the fort here? As one who has accompanied Rana in all her recent performances, you have my word. The girl has taken our lessons to heart and will not make the same mistake again. Yet, it would seem our dear leader is not quite convinced. I kind of do get where Miss Nashmere is coming from about needing to be strict. I know some people who have felt all too well what overconfidence can do to you. As much as I'm sure he doesn't want me bringing up that mistake again. Right. Everything okay? Does Mistress Nashmira have to follow us everywhere? What was that about her wanting to see something with her own eyes? Well, probably what it says on the tin. Whatever's going on here, I think she wants to see firsthand. According to one of the regulars here, the Duskwight troublemakers were seen not long ago just to the northeast of here. And that's not all. A rumor says that they were, and I quote, gyrating and undulating in a most curious way. That's like what Rana said about the rioters at Ul'dah. Whatever it was that we witnessed in Fanalan, it seems likely that it's afflicted the people here as well. We must investigate the matter with all speed. Come now. Right. Northeast, that's towards Tudorak. You see anything down there? What? We're halfway across the realm from Ul'dah. Why would these dusk wights be performing the same dance as the paupers and stones throw? Somehow I can't shake this feeling Mistress Nashmira knows more than she's letting on. This is where the dusk wights were last sighted, or so I was told. Let's have a wee look out then. Sorin, Mistress Nashmira, I think I saw something. Over there, behind the bushes. Right. Let's investigate. That... There's something wrong about it, but that does look like they're dancing. That's it. That's the same creepy dance I saw in Ul'dah. The dance of the damned. Yes, it's just as I feared. The dance of the damned? Miss Nashmira? I'll explain everything in good time. For the moment, just leave them to me. Right. Is she going to be okay? Has she recovered? Begone, meddlers. Leave us to our dancing. That's... What the... My legs, it's as if they have a mind of their own. What is... What? This... Nashmira? Mistress Nashmira, look out! Right. What is this? I can deal with this one. I've managed to run a wind sprite. Come on. Rana? Is she okay? Good work, Sorin. Still, whatever in the world was that? Miss Nashmira? Are you okay? Forgive me, Sorin, and thank you. And to think I was scolding poor Rana for her overconfidence. In my heyday, I would have made short work of that thing, but alas, those days are long behind me. Don't be too hard on yourself, Mistress Nashmira. We all have our bad days. And besides, it's not as if you were just being reckless like me. But never mind that. What in the world did I just see? That creepy dance? That strange cloud of black aether? What does all this mean, Mistress Nashmira? Come now, I know you know more than you've let on. I do, and I fully intend to share my knowledge with you, once I have seen what I must see with my own two eyes. In the meantime, someone should hand over these men to the Twin Adders. Right. I suppose you're right. We must treat your wounds as well. Sorin, can I ask you to return to the Adder's Nest and deliver our report? I'll tend to Mr. Snatchmira's scratches and see there's no other trouble making Duskwhite show up. Said, Mooney, I'm disappointed. It's still November. You've got a full month before Christmas. December 1st, that's when the tree can go up. That's the rule. You're alive, at least. Right, make the report. I'm not... I can't put Christmas stuff up at all this year because I have to move out by the 14th of December. So there's no point in me putting up any kind of Christmas decorations because I'll have to take it all down before it even gets to Christmas. Excuse me, I'm here to make a report about some Duskwhites down the South Shroud. What's this? You apprehended the Duskwhite miscreants force. Splendid. On behalf of all of Gridania, you have our gratitude. We will dispatch a unit to the South Shroud at once. You feeling any better, Miss Lashmira? My apologies for the delay, Sorin. I'm pleased to report that our dancing Duskwhite friends have been handed over to the proper authorities, and Ron has patched up my wounds good as new. With sufficient rest, I should be back on stage in no time. Not on my watch you won't. I mean, I pray do not overexert yourself, Mr. Snatchmira. You need your rest. I told you I could have handed over the culprits myself. I know, Rana, and yet I wanted to be there myself when they awoke. It played out exactly as I expected. They remembered little or nothing about their dancing, their secret gatherings, or any of the conversations that led up to it all. I'm just being stubborn, no doubt. Worry not, friends. The Twin Adders will carry out a proper interrogation. And yet, one thing concerns me. Is it true that these events bear striking similarity to a situation you witnessed in Ul'dah? From what I hear, yes. What we have witnessed is none other than the Tottentons, the dance of the damned, and it is our gods-given duty as dancers to see that it is never danced again. You're going to have to explain a little more. The dance of the damned? Our mission? Whatever are you rambling about, Mr. Snatchmira? I thought our mission was to lend strength and succor to the suffering, and lift the spirits of the realm. That it is. And yet the truth of exactly what this entails runs far deeper. Throughout our storied history, the dances of Troop Falsium have saved countless lands time and again from a fate most dire. When war and calamity ravage the land, fear and anger fill men's hearts. These emotions fester, reacting with the aether around us. In the air we breathe, the ground beneath our feet, to form an etheric manifestation of malaise that spreads like a dark cloud across the land. The weak, the downtrodden, the scorned and suffering. Sadly, it is these people who are oft the quickest to fall prey to dark despair. Left unchecked, the shadow fully consumes them. Their hearts, their minds, in the end even control of their very limbs is taken from them. Stripped of the last semblances of sanity, they flail about in a manner most hideous. Tales tell of mothers blissfully unaware as they trampled their beloved children. Men who dance so violently they rip their limbs from their own body. This is the Tottentons, the dance of the damned. What madness is this? If you speak true, and this damnable dance you speak of arises from the fear and anger in people's hearts, why did it not manifest itself in the wake of the calamity, in Eorzea's darkest hour? Call me mad, but I think I understand. In times of greatest crisis, just surviving for another day requires all the strength we can muster. And people have neither the freedom nor the time nor the freedom of mind to dwell on emotions like hatred or anger. Rana has the right of it. It is precisely at this time, a time when Eorzea has made great strides in its recovery, yet deeper wounds still go undressed, that your people are most susceptible to that damnable dance. So that is why our art was born so many ages ago. Not just to drive out the darkness from people's hearts in a figurative sense, but to literally cast out etheric shadows, and free the afflicted from the clutches of the Todentons. Yes, this is the truth of Troop Falcium. The truth of Troop Falcium. Passed down from principle to principle for generations. What I did for the Duskwights was use my dance to extract the darkness from their hearts and give it physical form that can be then struck down and banished. It has been several centuries since the menace of the Todentons lost reared its ugly head. To be honest, when we first came to Eorzea, I was unsure as to what we would encounter. So as not to worry the two of you overmuch, I kept the truth from you. Yet now that I have seen it with my own eyes, our mission could not be more clear. As the inheritors of the Kriegstans, we must cleanse the shadow of the Todentons from this realm. I beg forgiveness for the secrecy, my friends, and ask that you lend me your aid. Of course. I was happy doing this when it was just dancing, but if lives are at stake, then I can hardly say no. Of course you can count on us. After all, Sorin and I are dancers of Troop Falcium too. And it's like you always say, a dancer never abandons her partner. Why should you have to carry the burden of saving the whole realm all by yourself? Rana, Sorin, after all of my harsh words and hidden truths, you're far too kind. I must confess I'm still struggling to understand all this, but one thing is clear. This dancing epidemic you speak of poses a grave danger to our realm. I will contact the Evergrande companies immediately and apprise them of the threat. Should there be any reports of similar phenomena in other nations, we would like to call upon you to deal with the matter. Forgive us the imposition, but clearly this is beyond our ability. Leave it to us. Nothing would honor us more than if the nations of Eorzea would place their trust in Troop Falcium and allow us to perform for their people. Right. And with that, only Ishgard and Alamigo remain on our itinerary. Of the two, Ishgard has had more time for its people to recover from the scars of war. Let us make it our next destination. At any rate, we will need more time to properly prepare for the confrontation ahead. In the meantime, Rana, you are to continue your performances. You require more practice still before I can bequeath to you all the secrets of the Kriegstans. You can count on me, Mr. Snashmira. And you, Sorin, pray continue to hone your skills in battle. If we hope to prevail against the Todentons, we will need your martial skills as much as we need your dancing. For no, it is not enough to lure the shadows out of people's hearts. We must dispel the darkness for good. Let it simply drift on until it finds another unsuspecting host. Yes, we will be needing your strength more than ever. Of course, whenever you need me. And with that, I too should prepare myself. Our true last act draws ever closer at hand. I think normally our family, December 1st is kind of Christmas tree day. But yeah, having cats around a Christmas tree though, we only have one. Well, we did have 3 for a time, but even having only 1 is still madness. Trying to keep the trees safe, all the decorations. It's not easy finding time to practice the new steps Mistress Nashmira taught me while rehearsing for my daily performances, but knowing that I have a duty to perform gives me the strength I need to carry on. Mr. Nashmira? On to the next stage. Sorin, your timing is impeccable. I just received word from Ishgard. The powers that be have decided to welcome Troop Falcium with open arms. Fortunately, there are no rumors to suggest that the Todentons has already struck into city, or any of the surrounding regions in Kurfus. And yet, Word has it that some of the less privileged residents of the city have grown increasingly vocal of late, not entirely unlike what we witnessed in Ul'dah. We must be vigilant. And so I would like to ask you and Rana to make for the Holy See as soon as you are able. Excuse me? I would join you, but I fear my wounds are not healing as quickly as I had hoped. I would only slow you down. Leave it to us, Mr. Snashmira. No matter what shadows plague little people's hearts, there'll be no match for your two favourite protégés. Rana's confidence is certainly back up. Come, Sorin. Ishgard awaits us. Which way was it again? Right. We're heading out to the North Shroud and then northwest. Oh. Rana, I might advise you want to change into something a little warmer. Speaking of... It's been a while since I've been to Ishgard. But hard to forget how cold it is. Rana? Why? My arms and legs feel like they're going to freeze snap off like icicles. How can you even bear this, Sorin? I dressed for the weather, Rana. You really should grab a coat or something. I suppose adventurers like you get to experience all sorts of climbs in your travels. Perhaps with time, I'll get used to it too. That's not what I meant by getting used to it, Rana. I just know how to prepare now. Anyhow, our first order of business is to pay our respects to our hosts. I've been told one Sir Handloop awaits us at a place they call the Congregation. I take it, did you know the way? I believe... That's the Temple Knights' headquarters. Right. At least indoors, she hasn't gotten lost, has she? Excuse me, sir. You haven't seen a Makode dancer come looking for you? Oh, there she is. Well met, Sorin. It is always a pleasure to welcome you back to Ishgard. Though I must say, I did not expect to see you return to us as a member of a travelling dance troupe. Just wait until you see him on stage. He's a sight to behold. Oh, but forgive me. My name is Ran Amigo, and I thank you for opening the gates of your fair city to Troop Falsium. The pleasure is ours. I must confess that I found a report from our friends at the Twin Adder regarding this Dance of the Damned somewhat difficult to believe. But if even a great hero like Sorin here would come all the way here for this purpose, I would be a fool to dismiss the threat. And yet, I have questions. The instructions for your Mistress Nashmera called for rounding up prominent members of the commoner class and seating them front and center to your performance. I did not object, of course, but whatever purpose is this meant to serve? The Toddentons is a plague that spreads from one man's heart to the next, and those whose hearts weigh heaviest with anger, fear, and unease are often the first to fall prey to its clutches. If we can assemble influential members of the community and free their hearts from shadow before disaster strikes, these men and women could in turn raise the spirits of their peers. Mistress Nashmera believes this is our best hope for curtailing the spread of Toddentons. Where the leaders go, so others will follow. I suppose it is as logical a course of action as any. Very well. I have already identified suitable personages and extended to them an invitation to your performance. The venue will be before the Gates of Judgment. We believe this location will be most accessible to those who live outside the city walls. Thank you kindly, my good sir. Well then, Sorin, we'd best get on our way. We don't want to keep our audience waiting out there in the freezing cold, do we? Oh, why did I have to remind myself about the cold? Oh. Right. Are you sure you don't want to... Well, I suppose if Ron is putting that effort into just deal with the cold. Maybe I should... oh. 14. There it is. Oh. How did she... Right. Mind over matter. Right. Okay. Right. Hopefully the quicker I get dancing, the quicker I can try and warm up a little. Rana? Talk about an imposing audience. Let's give them a show to remember. Oh, and Sorin, let's keep the true purpose of our performance to ourselves, alright? We don't want to cause a panic after all. If we can draw out and dispel the darkness before the Totentanz strikes, our task will be that much easier. And besides, we want our audience to enjoy the show, don't we? I must admit I'm a bit nervous, but I know we'll be fine if we trust in each other. Alright, here goes nothing. Watch closely and follow my lead. Right. Ladies, gentlemen, fair citizens of the Holy See, hailing from distant Razahan in the east, we are Troop Falsium. Today we dance for you the Kriegstanz, an ancient art passed down to us from the days of yore. Though the Kriegstanz was born on the battlefield, it is a dance that brings healing and succor. Your people suffered for too long the horrors of the Dragon Song War. Let our performance fill your hearts with hope and heal any scars that may still linger. And now, without further ado, let the show begin. That's the same dance as Nashimera. I've never seen dancing like this before. It stirs the very depths of my soul. Just watching her, I can feel all my pain and anger melting away. That's... the Aether. That's not the same form it took before. Pay no mind to those ominous clouds. It's all part of the performance, you see. Yes, Troop Falsium spares no expenses in treating our audience to a spectacle for the senses. That's your cue, Sorin. Now sweep those nasty shadows away. Right. Before they realize that they are hostile. Oh. I'm gonna hope that that's just my... Oh wait. There's only two of them. Single target. I'm going to hope that Twitch is still working and it's just my playback of Twitch is broken. Okay, there we go. Yep, still working. Okay, some of it down. Was messing up for a bit there? Oh, okay. I just kind of looked over and my Twitch screen had gone black, saying kind of error. And there we go. I just need to quickly bring YouTube back up. There we go. Oh. When I received a sudden invitation to this performance, I didn't know what to expect. But that was simply remarkable. Ever since the show ended, my mind is clear and all my troubles just don't seem so bad anymore. And I the same. I must say, that last scene where those fearsome shadow beasts appeared was particularly dramatic and invigorating. It's the strangest feeling. Even though my lot in life hasn't changed one bit, I feel like I'll be able to face tomorrow with my head held high. Oh, you folks are far too kind, but I thank you one and all. Never in my life have I felt so proud to be a dancer. Well, that seemed like it went well. Nothing quite like seeing all those smiling, satisfied faces, don't you agree, Sorin? Just the thought that we were able to bring a measure of happiness and hope to these proud, strong people makes all the hard hours of training worthwhile. Can you believe it? We were even able to stave off the shadows before the totem... Oh, we were even able to stave off the shadows before the totem sands even struck. I do believe we've more than done Nashmira proud. I think we have. I dare say our job here is done, so why don't we get back to Gridania and share the good times with everyone? I'll race you there. You can feel free, Rana. I'm going to take the time to change... Well, I suppose I can actually it's quicker to teleport than to change into something warm. Oh. A lot of that is noise. Miss Nashmira not about? Sorin, it's Mistress Nashmira. She's gone. Gone? Settle down, Rana. Nothing ill has befallen our leader. She has simply taken a leave of absence, entirely of her own volition. Said she had a matter to attend to with an old friend. The same friend who introduced her to our patron Master Gekurushu, if I recall. She was reluctant to go into detail, but would seem this individual is also familiar with the Totentans. It has been researching the situation in Alamigo on our behalf. Miss Nashmira means to join her there and scout out a suitable venue for our ultimate performance. She has asked you, did you and Rana continue training on your own until such time as she summons us? Have killed her to at least wait for our report? Or does this mean that she actually trusts us? I think it does. She wouldn't have left us to deal Fishguard alone if she thought we were going to fail. Mistress Nashmira believes in our ability to handle affairs. I suppose we owe her the same in return. Now that Alamigo has finally been freed from the Garlemald yoke, surely it's only a matter of time before its people are ready to welcome us with open arms. At the same time, much like Ishgard, it is a land whose people have known more than their fair share of suffering. We will need to be at our best to deliver them from the dance of the damned. And you know what that means, Sorin. We must train with greater discipline than ever before. And that's, of course, the big quest that I can't do. That might actually have to wait for next stream, because I've only got about 7 minutes left before I would usually finish up. I know I was late, but a dungeon would take about 20 minutes more, and then there's another quest that would... Yeah, and I kind of want to get to bed a little, like, on time tonight. Okay, but this is all on me. This is all on me for not doing enough grinding before stream. So that'll be me finishing up here. That's fine. Where can I look at? The water wheel, sure. There we go. There's a scene. So yeah, most of it. So next stream for Sorin will probably be, we'll do that last quest. I'll definitely have the level 70 dancer before the next stream. Next week I'm going to be starting, well, yeah, continuing with Sorin's journey, continuing with Catherine, but also starting another little horror game. This time it will be Amanda the Adventure. Another stream sponsored by Mooney Lily. But schedule as usual will be going up on Monday, though it'll probably be, as usual, it'll be more or less exactly the same times. Hopefully I won't make any mistakes and start streaming 2 hours earlier. But otherwise, if you enjoyed, you can follow me on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube. But regardless of what you do, thank you so much for coming along. I really hope you enjoyed. And until next time I see you, have a good evening, have a good night, and goodbye.